What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Go Earn It podcast, but the only difference is now that we got a studio. Today, my guest is Brian Stout, the owner of Go Earn It. Brian,
hello.
How are you today?
Good, very good. Excited for the podcast.
Awesome. So, for listeners out there that don't know what Go Earn It is, could you shine light on it? Tell us a little bit about what the company is, what we do for the world.
Yeah, Go Earn It is a lifestyle clothing brand, and it was created exclusively for those who battle. You know, it started in the sport of wrestling. I'm a wrestling coach, and I actually coached Angel in high school. And, I just love that in that sport, it's one-on-one. It's a physical battle. It's all about self-reliance, accountability, toughness, and the bottom line is if you want success in that sport, you have no choice. You have to go earn it. And what's cool now is, over the years we get a lot of our wrestlers who go into these other very tough combat sports that such as MMA or jiu-jitsu or these different sports. So now we're really starting to get into those areas too. But so, Go Earn It is that lifestyle clothing brand for those who are willing to battle, those who will fight for what they want. And, simply for those people who aren't just going to say they want something, they're going to go work for it.
Awesome. So where can listeners find out more about Go Earn It?
So check out, Angel is doing a terrific job with our social media. So definitely check us out at Go Earn It on Instagram. We're at Go Earn It Apparel on Facebook. And then, of course, you can go to our website, which is just goearnit.com.
Awesome. And we also have Twitter and Snapchat. You can search those.
Keep up to date on all these things we're doing now.
Yep. So you can search those Go Earn It Apparel for Twitter and Snapchat. But basically, guys, go check out the website, www.goearnit.com. You'll find some great gear to wear for training, whether that's in grappling, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. We're branching out now, but primarily we do wrestling. And also, what Brian didn't talk about a little bit more than I wish he would have was the singlet builder. We have a custom singlet builder where if you are a wrestler and you want to create this awesome looking singlet custom made by you, you can go check out our builder and you can put literally whatever you want, whether it's what was the last crazy design we had?
We had a Jif peanut butter one today.
There you go.
Cheese. We had Ivan Drago from Rocky.
Yep.
And we have a two-piece builder now too.
Yep. And then
very cool.
The next thing is the two-piece builder. So for listeners out there that are transitioning from not wearing a singlet to wearing fight shorts and a compression top, we also make custom gear for that as well.
Yeah, and real quick, if we're talking about what we do.
Yep.
Everything we do, I've got a minute here on the mic, I want to say it. So all of the clothing, we do the team apparel, which of course is based on the specifications of the coach, whatever they're looking for. But all of our branded stuff that you'll find on our website, I just want to say it, like our mission, guys, is to represent you in the sport of wrestling, you in MMA, you in jiu-jitsu, you guys who battle, who live by this Go Earn It mantra. And really, every piece of clothing that we put out there, our goal is to represent you, and then also to be a driving force in your life to help you get one step closer to that goal. That's what we're about here, 100%.
Awesome. So one of my first questions I want to ask before we get into our free hat giveaway, which we'll talk about in a little bit, is what has been the biggest surprise for you this year in business for Go Earn It?
By far, hands down, the two-piece.
Yeah.
That thing's taken off. And it's funny, I don't know why, it's goofy, but when the NFHS first came out with the ruling saying, yes, these two-piece uniforms are approved, which is the fight shorts or wrestling shorts, and compression shorts, you can choose between the two, and then the compression top. My initial reaction, for no reason, just me wanting to stick with tradition, was, this is kind of ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I love the singlet. The singlet's been around forever.
Yes.
And now I look back and that's kind of goofy because bottom line, as soon as that happened, I've been more than surprised at the response we've had as far as how many orders we're getting. But I can't tell you how many calls I've had or talks I've had with different coaches around the country that are saying, we've had these kids who we've always wanted to come out for wrestling, football players or kids in the hallway who would never come out. They didn't want to compete. And I'm telling you, like, this is going to help the sport. I had one coach tell me today, I think I told you earlier, 6 kids, 6 freshmen on the football team came out for wrestling. They've never wrestled before when he showed them the 2-piece. We've heard stories like that over and over again. So anyway, by far the biggest surprise to me is how much this is taking off.
Yep.
And, it's my opinion that this is going to take over in the sport. And it's also my opinion that the sport's really going to grow now because of it.
Yeah, I'm excited because now you're seeing growth in high schools for teams in wrestling, that...
Which we haven't seen in a while.
Right. It used to be, especially like for my hometown in Marengo, I just noticed this past week when I went over to help practice and coach, is that new faces, new freshmen, and those are all kids that are coming from football, and that's because of the 2-piece.
That's awesome. That's so exciting.
Which is huge, and it may not take... What I mean to say is it's going to take a long time for people to get accustomed to the 2-piece, but I think 2-3 years down the road, it's just going to be the standard. I think
3 years it's going to dominate.
Yeah, I think
80% of
and you're starting to see it now with Flow Nationals, and all the Flow sporting events with Flow Wrestling. A lot of the guys are they're rocking the 2-piece, and I think it's going to bring more attention to the sport, which is what we need right now because
Absolutely.
Wrestling's been on the decline for the past couple of
years. How long has it been that someone's been excited?
Yeah.
Oh man, I get to wear that. I get to do this.
Well, especially for girls out there, women's wrestling is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and
it's growing like crazy.
I know in the state of Texas alone, they have their own division, and now it's just growing into more college teams, more high school teams, more girls clubs. It's getting bigger and bigger. So
I love it.
I'm excited to see that. Second thing I wanted to ask you was the Going at 50. Let's talk a little bit about that. We've actually gotten a chance to travel together for one of the states. I'll shine light on the Going at 50, what we do, and then I'll ask how you've been enjoying it, seeing the progress, hearing from coaches from the states, from every trip I've been to. So what the Going at 50 is, real quick, is Brian had an idea that he's always wanted in his career, is to go around 50 states, 50 weeks, represent the brand, go earn it, and just be able to go to every state and capture the atmosphere of their style of wrestling. So I've had a fortunate... Brian's been fortunate enough to give me an opportunity to travel the states. So I've been to, I think, about 10 states so far. Oh, sounds about right. Yeah. So a fifth of the country, which is pretty cool. And if you ask me what I'd be doing post-college, it would not be travel in the States. So it's awesome, and I'm always appreciative of that, and I'm very grateful to be able to do that. But for me, I'm excited because it's a grind and it's a hustle. Starting next Sunday, for listeners out there, I will be going from Missouri to Oklahoma City all the way to Ohio
in what time frame?
7 days.
Yeah.
So Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, I will be at 3 different states, 3 different wrestling events, and three different atmospheres of wrestling, which is going to be cool for me because I would get to not only represent Go Earn It, sell gear, and it's never about selling the gear. It's always about meeting new kids, new coaches.
By showing them what the gear means.
Yeah,
it's
and
not making money on a product. It's
right.
We created this.
Yeah, we can care less about if they buy it or not. It's more or less showing what our brand's about and representing athletes that want to go earn it, which is the most important thing for us as a brand is just the lifestyle. It's always about a lifestyle for us. For myself, go earn it. When I'm traveling, I think about that because I'm always trying to hustle, trying to make it bigger. I'm trying to build the brand just so people know how great it is. So, what's your thoughts on the Going at 50, Brian?
I love it. You're cranking. It's awesome. First of all, the reason 50 states in 50 weeks is extreme.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? Well, it's extreme. That's the point of it. And I don't think you ever are going to reach your potential or you even come close to touching what you're capable of if you're not pushing the boundaries. And so I love that we're doing this now. I love that you're on board and you're traveling the country doing this. The coolest thing for me is, we've had the great fortune of working with all these wrestling coaches over the past 6 years. And you're out there meeting them, shaking their hand in person, saying thank you for the business. Like, I love that. I think it's so cool to be able to really show gratitude and appreciation for the people who keep us in business. And then these stories. I mean, these kids.
Yeah.
You're getting the coolest stories and meeting these kids who are out there, in the sport. And it's not about the ones who win the tournaments all the time. And you're getting some awesome stories on those guys. But it's just people who are out there just battling for, something that's important to them, something they love. And they're seeing progress. They're seeing improvement. And we're getting to hear those stories. Like, for me, when I coached wrestling, I always said the reason I coached was because, very simply, I could show a young athlete that there's a direct correlation between hard work and progress.
Yep.
Hard work and success. And I love that. There's nothing cooler than seeing somebody improve just because they worked hard. And you're out there meeting these kids all over the country who are putting in the time and battling away. And they're seeing some pretty cool success. And I love hearing their stories now. And they don't need, not to go off too much on a tangent, but they have no clue how much this sport is helping them later in life. You're getting the stories right now like, hey, this guy beat me last year in regionals. I just beat him in this off-season tournament. Like, it's cool. You're getting that story.
Yep.
But the people they're becoming now and then down the road because of it, we're kind of getting to see a preview of who they're going to be. I love it. I love all of it. And it's very cool.
It's kind of like I've been doing a lot of reading lately with another book of mine. And the big quote sticks out to me is your actions reflect your ambitions. So
100%.
If you're not working for something that you truly want, why are you doing it at all?
And not just working, like, that's the thing. You can't do what everybody else is doing and expect that you're going to beat them. You can't.
Right.
Like, if you want this thing, that's what, like, go earn it. Don't tell me that the same effort you put forth last year is going to get you different results this year.
Right.
You have to give everything you have. And, fortunately now with media, videos, YouTube, you can see what the best out there are doing.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you want to be a state champ, a conference champ, a national champ, a world champ, if you're not out there doing what the best are doing.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it's all about. Don't just work for what you want. Give everything you have. And you can do that for a season. That may not be sustainable for a year or a lifetime, but you can absolutely do that for one season.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of how the podcast started about was, I came to you 6 months ago now when I was still trying to finish college, and I came up with...
only 6 months ago?
Yeah, I would say so. The first podcast we recorded was late February, early March, I believe. So about 6 months ago. And I just came with you an idea, and the first thing you said was, all right, it's up to you then. And, it's not about, it's one thing to say something like, I'm going to win state. Okay, well, what are you going to do to win state? You know, you could say that. A lot of people say that. Every kid wants to say that. But what are you going to do? What are you going to give? That's what it comes down to. Are you going to go to extra practices after school? After your high school practice, are you going to go to a youth practice and help out there? Are you going to take the weekend and focus on being disciplined enough to eat right, being disciplined enough to condition, being disciplined enough just to be focused? That's huge.
And here's the thing, like right now, with the social media stuff you're doing, the videos, the podcast. Like, do you feel like you're better than you were 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's the thing. It's pretty cool. It's not just... That's the thing, too. Everyone's like, I can sacrifice for this short amount of time, and it's sacrifice. It's a grind. No, it's not. You're growing. That time and effort you're putting in, you're crushing it. I'll tell you for a fact, you're way better than you were 6 months ago.
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So it's not... it's not just the hustle. It's who you're becoming as a man or a woman, because of that effort.
You got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because, no matter how hard life may seem, it doesn't matter.
It's funny. Life doesn't seem as hard when you're focused on your goal and your dream. If you're putting all your effort into that and you're not worrying, you don't have time to worry about the other stuff.
What do you think the Kyle Schneiders of the world are thinking? They're thinking of one thing, and to be the best.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
And living it and working towards it and surrounding himself with everybody he can or they can to make that happen.
Or a guy like Jordan Burroughs, he's not thinking about anybody else but himself.
Yeah.
And not in a selfish way. It's just the way it should be,
it's for that period of time, you're focused on nothing but your dream.
Yeah.
That's how you make it happen.
So, yeah, for this podcast...
Not to make any of those parents upset saying my kid should be focused on homework, too.
Right. Yeah, for sure, school is important. Of course. By any means,
Yes, you have to put everything into that dream.
Yeah. So, for this podcast, it's going to be exciting now that we have a studio that we're going to have guests, instead of me traveling all the time to go visit people and sit down and have conversations with them. It's going to be cool to have them come sit down with us, check out what we do at Go Earn It, and be able to hear their stories.
And actually, let's do this. Obviously, for someone who's local, we'll pick one person. If you guys want to email angel@goearnit.com why you think you should be on our next podcast, we'll pick one person out of that email.
Sounds good.
To be on the next one.
I'll make an announcement later today on our social media platforms. So this video.
Choose?
Yeah.
All right, let's give them this week.
No. Yeah, so I'm going to make an announcement about if somebody wants to be on the podcast.
Perfect. Yeah, tell us your story and why you should be.
Yep, over the weekend we'll read through emails and whatnot. I'll set it up. Contact us, and we'll figure out somebody that will be the next guest. We already have a couple guests lined up, so I'm excited to announce those later in the future. But for right now, last thing I want to talk about is our free hat giveaway. So today, this whole week, we've been pumping up a video that we just we created with some guys up in Wisconsin. We have some buddy of mine and his teammate from UW Whitewater. They've been creating some cool videos for us. And
what's their social media?
Their social media, if you guys want to go check them out, it is their official media page is called Engage Gen Z. So if you want to check them out on Instagram, it's engage_gen_Z. It's created by a guy named John Bronton. He's been working on his videography, filming footage for sports. So he's been doing a pretty good job. So he created this cool Go Earn It. What would you say? It's like a Go Earn It montage of cauliflower ears. So check that out. It's on our Facebook page, on our Instagram. It's just this cool video talking about how wrestlers earn their badge of honor by getting cauliflower ear. And
that says it all. That says I earned it.
Yep. And so we happen to have a contest today, this Friday, which is our free hat Fridays, where one lucky winner will be picked from our Instagram comments under the video we posted. So today we're going to do that, and we're going to do it live. Okay. So you said 3, right?
Yeah, there's so many awesome comments on here that we cannot pick just one. Yep. And we are not going to choose the best one because, should I say this on video?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I mean, should I say it? How does this work?
So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go on Instagram Live.
Okay.
And
so I'll say this and tell them why we're picking 3 and how we're doing it.
Yep. I like to think the more organic this is, the more
I want people to know.
The more authentic this seems, it's legit. So it might seem a little messy right now, but we're gonna pick 3 lucky winners. So for listeners out there not watching this or just listening in their car or whatever.
Oh yeah, we got a long pause.
Yeah,
we were doing the 2 at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're doing is Angel is getting Instagram Live, or what do you call that?
Yep. So on our Instagram page, we are going to Instagram Live, where we will record live and pick 3 winners from the free hat
And he's going to be
giveaway.
filming me live while I'm choosing people randomly.
So I'm starting the video in 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? We are actually live on the podcast with the owner of Go Earn It, Brian Stout. And what we will be doing today is picking 3 lucky winners from the Go Earn It ear video. So, Brian, take it away.
All right. Hey, guys. First of all, thank you for following us on Instagram. We appreciate the opportunity to represent those of you who battle and go earn it out there. I think we got like 300 comments on this video. So way too many to, there were such cool comments on there too. So what we're going to do is we're not just going to give away 1 hat. We're going to give away 3 hats because like I said, there were so many great ones. And we're going to do this randomly, okay? So we're going to do it live so you guys can see. And all I'm going to do is bring up that post and then just scroll and just randomly pick our winners, okay? You want to tell? So I'll tell you when I'm scrolling, and then you tell me when to stop.
All right.
All right, I'm scrolling.
Stop.
Okay, so the first winner is RMRTNZ98. Okay.
Shout out to whatever that username was.
RMRTNZ98. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Start scrolling again.
Start scrolling again. Stop.
Okay, the next one is Of Monster Heads. So OFMONSTERHEADS. Of Monster Heads. Because I've earned it. I guess you did.
Awesome.
All right.
And the third one, scroll.
Okay, scrolling.
Stop.
All right. And our final winner is ANUBIS.B. Anubis.B. Okay, those are our 3 winners of... Yeah, those I guess we haven't recorded on it, so we can write it down.
Yeah.
And, those are our 3 winners of the free Wrestle Hat. Thanks again, guys. Some of these comments are so inspirational, talking about the cauliflower ear, how you got it, what it means to you. And when Angel told me he was going to do this contest, I thought, all right, that's pretty cool. And I never, seeing that video and just thinking more about how that cauliflower ear is Go Earn It. It says everything about the fact that you battle, you grind. You can't get that in football or basketball. And they're great sports, but that's a battle scar. You only get that in battle, and you're only going to last in battle if you're willing to go earn it. So very cool contest, and those are our winners. And thanks again to everyone out there for being part of our community.
So, guys, people that got picked today, please DM our Instagram page. Just send us a message saying you were one of the winners picked. If we don't hear back from you, I will contact you guys. So, good job today. Have a great weekend. So, yep, that's it for the...
And then how long are we on this podcast? I know we want to keep it to...
Oh, so we're at 23 minutes, so...
I think we exceeded the 10-minute
goal. Yeah, that's how it always goes. But for listeners out there, sorry for that little brief randomness of...
the contest.
The contest and everything. But what we did was we selected 3 lucky winners randomly. And the reason why we did it this way is just because a lot of our followers... sometimes get upset that we pick based on, favoritism or bias or anything. So we wanted to make it as real as possible, and we couldn't get any more random or real than that. So.
Yeah, and guys, on the podcast, this is all, we're just trying a bunch of different stuff. So if you think this is cool that we did it during this podcast, let us know.
Yeah.
If there's something else you want to hear during the podcast, let us know.
Yeah.
We want this to be very valuable to you guys.
Yep, so let's wrap up the podcast. Once again, guys, for the Go Earn It 50, I will be in 3 states in 7 days starting next Sunday. So I will be in St. Louis, then Oklahoma City, and then Akron, Ohio. So be sure to check us out on YouTube. I will be creating videos for all those events. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Go Earn It, Twitter at Go Earn It Apparel, Snapchat at Go Earn It Apparel, and most importantly, check out our Facebook, guys, and that's at Go Earn It Apparel. Brian, anything else you want to say?
Nope. Season's started, so get crystal clear on that one thing. that you're working towards this season and outwork everybody on the planet to get it. Go earn it.